Hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Hello. Just waiting for Mike to get on. We're getting ready to do our Thursday evening Disney Travel Talk with Mike. Thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you for tapping that screen, sharing this live, liking the live. We thank you, Kyle, for sharing the live. Hi, Bex. Hello, hello, everyone. Hi, Mike.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Good. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Glad to be back. I mean, my last live was with you last week here. So glad to be back. Hi, Allie. Hi, Bex. I'm doing well. I can't speak for this guy.
Well, I'm awesome. Every day's a great day.
Okay. I don't know if you sound too convincing there.
I'm wearing my Christmas sweatshirt that I didn't get to wear when we were down there.
Oh, it's cold enough. It's cold enough in your house to wear it.
Well, I had to
Thank
run some
you.
errands this afternoon, so I wore this to go outside.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Bex.
Thanks, Bex. Happy holidays to you as well. Yeah, I'm. It feels odd to me to start saying Happy New Year to people.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
having.
when do you think it's appropriate? Like the day after Christmas, or do you have to wait until like this weekend? What do you think?
Anytime after Christmas is good.
Okay. Hey Christine, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Right back at you.
Okay, so then how far after Christmas do you continue to say Merry Christmas then?
As long as the decorations are up at Disney. Doesn't Disney dictate that? Um I am joking. I am joking, but I mean, again, going back to streaming and like or running into somebody, I said it today. I'm like, is it belated Merry Christmas? Like what are we at? Like it's belated happy birthday. So are we just belated on our Merry Christmas, but you can still say it? Isn't it the same?
I've never in my life heard somebody say belated Merry Christmas.
Well, I said it today, just so you know. Oh, Sammy, thank you so much for the follow. And Christine, I do believe, I don't know if we've spoken about it here. Like when do they take the decorations down? Do we have that, answer? I think it's the 8th. I think.
I believe Disney always keeps the majority of the decorations up through the first run Disney weekend.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Yeah,
Okay.
would be the
Hey,
weekend of this.
Brandon.
Hey, Brandon. I think that's pretty common, although I believe some of the resorts start taking them down sooner than that. And you would know best, but aren't they going to start tearing the gingerbread house down like on the 1st or 2nd of January?
Yeah. Yes.
And I think historically, Magic Kingdom is always the last of the four parks to have their decorations up.
Yeah. Welcome in, everyone.
When you think about it, you hit January 1, and Epcot has a little over 2 weeks to get ready for the Arts Festival. So they probably need to move quickly.
You were
Yep.
there and they were down, Robbie. No, so I remember somebody, maybe it was like on Facebook or something, someone saying like everything that they celebrate to keep it up and how long it stays up. So, but yeah. So, welcome in, everyone. If you could share this live out with anybody that, you think would want to hear about Disney or Central Florida travel. We'd appreciate that. Brandon said, oh, what did Brandon say? The tree was up. Yeah. Like Mike said, the tree is usually turned on when you're running through Magic Kingdom in the morning. So
I wouldn't know. I've never run through the Magic Kingdom.
I have not run through. The only park I've ever run through is Epcot, but there was no Christmas tree when I did that.
I searched the parks. I found no refrigerator, so there was no need for me to be running at all.
Oh, goodness. Did you have a good holiday?
Did, absolutely.
Good.
Outside of the fact that there's illness floating around my family, but
Yeah.
and not in my household, but Tyler had bronchitis, and now I think Kramer has it.
Okay.
So that's we were supposed to all go play Top Golf tomorrow, but we've postponed that.
Not gonna happen.
And it's unfortunate because it's going to be a beautiful day out. It's supposed to be close to 40, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I'd go play on a regular golf course at 40 degrees in the winter.
This is a question for you. For golf at Disney, do you have to book 60 days in advance? Like, can you book 60 days? Like when you do your restaurants, can you book golf?
I don't know if they book that far in advance or not. I'd have to go research that. It's been years since I golfed down there before.
Okay.
Christine, first Christmas with Briggs was amazing. Obviously, as a 4.5-month-old, he had no idea what the heck was going on. But when he did a handful of wrapping paper, he was happy to hold on to it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it. 1 year subscription-versary. That's a mouthful, Tasha.
Did you know that was a thing?
Is that a thing like belated
Friendversary? Hi, Hannah. So I was just talking to Michelle and Hannah, and that's what brought up the golf thing. We were kind of planning out.
Nicole, you're correct. For mini golf, you just show up.
But she was going through all the things she wanted to do, like Trader Sam's. What do you do? And I was like, that's an easy one. You just wait in line. Space 220, the lounge, another easy one to me. You just wait. But the whole reason we were talking about it, and then we were talking about would the guys want to play golf? And I was like, I don't even know how to book golf. I can book a pedicure, but golf, I don't know.
I think you might have to call the course directly. I don't think you can even do it online. I'm not sure though.
Okay. So, yeah, so that's what we were talking about. Some things I know and some things,
You just pretend like you don't sometimes.
Just got a Top Golf and Dave and Buster's. Nice, Tasha. We love Top Golf, especially for a birthday or friends coming into town. Like, I think it's so much fun, and you do not have to know how to play golf. You don't. Whether you just go sit back, relax, and watch everybody else miss the ball, or you decide to swing yourself, it's a lot of fun.
The only thing you have to make sure that you don't do is lose your balance forward and fall into the netting and the overhang.
I just don't even know how it's possible unless you've really had too much to drink.
In this world, anything's possible. And believe me, that would be, you'd be YouTube famous if that was caught on camera.
True. Hi, Norma. Hello, everyone. It's only been maybe open 3 weeks. Yeah. We have here too, and I've done a live maybe last year, at the beginning of the year, the Pop Stroke, which is like kind of like the Fantasia hard side, but the whole mini golf is hard like that with little mounds and sand traps and, water hazards. So,
Crocodiles, the whole 9 yards, right?
yeah. So, do we want to get to our topics of the night?
And I saw Robbie is on. I
Okay.
don't know if Scuba's on or not. He had provided another question.
Okay.
We can start with Robbie's.
Okay.
Some of Scuba's was what you were going to have to cover.
Okay.
You might
Right.
get it.
Yep.
All right, so Robbie's first inquiry was about the car care center at Walt Disney World. And so I jotted down some notes about the car care center. If you happen to drive yourself, hey Ronnie, if you happen to drive your own vehicle down to Disney, they have what's called a car care center on the Disney property. It is near the Magic Kingdom in the Auto Plaza area. The hours vary on different days of the week, but I jotted them down. Monday through Wednesday, they're open 8 to 6. Thursday is their long day, open 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Friday 8 to 6. Saturday 8 to 5, and Sunday 9 to 5. So if you are in need of car service, they offer complimentary shuttle service to the Ticket and Transportation Center from their facility. So if you happen to have car trouble and take your car there or have it towed there, and I'll talk about that in a second, they will give you free shuttle service to the TTC. From there, you could get over to the Magic Kingdom, then hop transportation to your resort. They do provide roadside assistance with complimentary towing to their facility. If their facility is closed, they will tow your vehicle. I think it's up to 3 or 5 miles outside of the Disney property to somewhere for your car to be serviced. They provide fuel assistance. So if you run out of gas, they will bring gasoline to put in your tank to get you to a gas station. They will provide jump starts if your battery is dead. If you have a flat tire, they will do air fill service. And then this must be a Florida thing. If you get stuck in the mud, they will provide winch out service.
Robbie, I somehow don't think it's free gas. I don't think it's free.
No. They would probably charge a couple bucks, I'm guessing. Now they might put a gallon of gas in your vehicle for free to get you to the closest gas station, but they're not certainly not filling your tank. Again, it's near the Magic Kingdom Auto Plaza area. So it's a handy service if you've got a vehicle, whether it's your own or if you've got a rental vehicle and have an issue. Of course, if it's a rental vehicle, you want to let the rental company know that you've got mechanical problems, and they may direct you as to what they want you to do with the vehicle.
I used to always think that, so there's the Auto Care Center, and then right next to it is the Speedway gas station. Do not get that confused with the Speedway that's inside of Magic Kingdom. Because that may or may not have happened to me before when someone said, meet me at the Speedway. I didn't know what Speedway. I was going back towards Tron, and that was not the right Speedway.
I thought you found a way to drive one of those cars from that Speedway to the gas station Speedway to fill up.
So there's your laugh of the night. But the Speedway, I was always like, hey, LB, I was always like, oh, it's on Disney property. It's going to cost more. Gas is going to be higher. I don't know why. I just felt Disney was going to gouge in the gas. And it's actually not. And it's a very nice gas station to go to. And I know that there are TikToks out there on how cheap it is to go get water in there and Gatorade, and to just stop there, if you could remember, even if it's on your way out, to like get all your stuff and not get it in the park, if you're on your way out. It is a very nice, easy, convenient place to stop. And it is, affordable, and has everything that all the other Speedway gas stations have as far as the rewards and all of that stuff. So I have just started going there, and I I, like I said, like to take advantage of it and not, it's just very convenient.
All right, Robbie, any other questions on the car care service?
And I wonder, I think it's so interesting. Is there more people trying to do car care stuff on Thursday? Like, are they leaving on Friday or Saturday for them to have their longer hours on Thursday? That's interesting to me.
I honestly don't know.
You're like, I don't know, Janelle. I am not a car care maintenance.
I will research the car care maintenance crowd calendar for 2024.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, like what does that crowd calendar look like?
Instead of green, yellow, and red, it probably has oil spots, things like that. Flat tires, gasoline cans. All right. So Robbie's other question was about, yes, my horse is ready. So horseback riding. You do have an option for horseback riding at the Tri-Circle D Ranch, which is at Fort Wilderness. Horseback riding for adults is $65 for a 45-minute horse ride. They also have wagon or carriage rides. Those are also $65 for about a 25-minute ride. Now the carriage wagon rides, like I said, $65, but that's for up to 4 passengers. So if you happen to be there with 3 friends, you could split the cost, and it's about $17 a person, somewhere in that neighborhood, $16. But that is an option if you're into or interested in horseback riding. If you just enjoy horses, you can still go to the ranch and visit the horses. If you've got little tykes, they have pony rides for the little ones. We talked about that, I think, last week. You, as the parent or guardian, have to lead the pony. So keep that in mind. If you're not a friend of horses, you want to make sure you know that. And there are height requirements. You have to be less than, I think, 48 inches tall, and you have to be less than 80 pounds. So if your little tyke isn't so little, they would have to be looking at horseback riding instead of pony rides. Robbie, if you want to rent a scooter and tell it to giddy up, you can certainly do that. Yeah, Robbie, I can see Robbie shouting out, "Hi ho, silver, away," and off he goes in his scooter. That will date me. That expression. There's probably most of the people on here are like, "Hi ho, silver." Who is he talking about?
Hey, Shane. It is. We'd like to keep everybody on track that it is Thursday. We're here for you.
About 5:30 this evening at dinner, I'm like, I have my travel talk tonight because it's hard to keep track of the dates with these holidays.
Well, I do think Beck said it earlier. Hey, William, that this is like that. You see the funny memes about this week, and like no one knows what day it is. The time in between Christmas and New Year's. We're just all like, what day is it?
It's true. Robbie, I do not believe they let you
No.
feed the horses. No.
No. No, Robbie.
And if they did, Robbie, it wouldn't be free.
You just saw Disney or Wandering. Yeah, it is crazy. It's crazy there. So I think again,
Go ahead.
being in Magic today, I just didn't think that it was that bad. But that's me, and I just wasn't overwhelmed at all.
Yeah.
So
I really believe that stretch between Christmas and New Year's is the absolute busiest. And we talked about this, I think you and I talked yesterday, that New Year's or Christmas Eve and even Christmas Day weren't bad in the parks from everything I saw and read. I think that's because a lot of people Christmas morning, their kids come barreling down with the Christmas tree and they have their bags packed and they say, "Surprise, we're taking you to Disney." And it's on the 26th that the crowds get really nuts.
right, okay. Hannah says the wait times in other parts. So yeah, like I saw Mike, he did a TikTok on Hollywood, and Hollywood looked insane. Mike's not in his kitchen or dining room. These are strange times. I know, Shane, he switched it up on us, didn't he?
On your toes. And, one of these nights when it's nice out in January, maybe I'll sit out on my front porch and do it.
Okay.
That'd be all right. And with anything, the parks will vary, right? It could be not so bad at MK today, but nuts at Hollywood, or it could be crazy at Epcot tomorrow, or whatever.
Right. And then, I mean, Genie Plus, $39 and sold out at Hollywood.
Yep, I think they hit their new high of 39 one day last week, if I remember right.
Right. And again, they could have charged 50,
Probably.
39 is still not bad. I know, Shane, but it's not horrible. Not horrible.
Well, and I think we've talked about this before. People get upset about 30 or 35 or 39, yet I never hear anybody squeak about the $150 it is for the express pass at Hollywood, at Universal, I mean. And the argument is, well, you can do it the same rate multiple times and yada, yada, yada. That's still the price of an entire day's admission is what you're paying on top of your day admission.
Hi, Chase.
That's for sure. So I don't know if Scuba joined or not.
I don't know if somebody could maybe send him a invite. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about in the interim?
I take a quick drink and then I wrote a bunch of stuff down.
Okay. Shane just shared the live. We'll see if Scuba shows up soon. Thank you, Shane.
You might have to be honest on any questions or whatever. I had an eye appointment this afternoon, so I'm not seeing things as clear as I.
Okay. I sent out the Scuba signal. Got it.
Let's see here. I guess I didn't write down as many things as I thought. Okay, so I'll do these couple quick things, and we'll probably do them again at the very end. But I saw today that if you, on New Year's Eve, if you happen to be a follower, watcher of the Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, that at about 11 p.m. Eastern, there's supposed to be some fun Disney thing on there. So if you watch it, keep that in mind. Around 11 p.m. Eastern, you're supposed to have a Disney surprise.
Yes,
Jordan, yeah, I'll hit on that here in a second too. I think I mentioned this last week, but on January 3rd, Christine, I'm going to hit promos right now. Perfect. January 3rd, Disney is going to announce a new Disney Plus subscriber promotion for Walt Disney World. I do not have any details other than the fact that it's coming out on January 3rd. That's next Wednesday. I will, as soon as I get the details, I'll post something on my TikTok page, and Janelle and I will talk about it next Thursday night on our Travel Talk night. So Christine, you asked about promotions. I'm going to rattle off the ones that are currently going on. And as always, Disney, about every 3 months or so, they circle in new promotions. The old ones expire. So as of right now at Disney World, they have the kids, which would be ages 3 to 9, play and dine for 50% off. So if you're a family with 2 little ones between the ages of 3 and 9 and you were to book through the spring, I didn't write the dates down for it, but your children's park admission and their dining plan cost would be 50% off. So that's a pretty good deal if that's something you're looking to do. There's a promotion going on right now. Disney World save up to 20% off on rooms for stays January 9th through February 22nd, and then again February 25th through March 24th. So those spans of time would get you a discount on rooms if you were going to go see the Festival of Arts or the Flower and Garden a little bit later on. If you're looking to fly left or west to Disneyland, they also have a up to 20% off room rate promotion going on right now. I'm going to bounce back and forth a little bit here. Florida residents. That's you, Janelle. Florida residents, 30% off rooms, January 1st through March 24th.
Love that.
So if you're a Floridian looking to travel down to Disney over the first 2.5 months or so, close to 3 months of 2024, you can save up to 30% off.
Okay.
Here's a good one. If you're looking to take a cruise, on select cruises, leaving into the Bahamas, Caribbean, those areas, 50% off the required deposit on select cruises that would be departing between June 17th of 2024 all the way through May 31st of 2025. So that's not too bad.
So they're getting you with 50% off the deposit.
Required deposit, yes.
So the deposit is how much?
It's I want to say it's about 20% of the total.
Okay.
It's not $200 like Disney World trips are.
Okay, I remember that now.
Yeah, it's far more than I think it's 20% off the top of my head. If you are a Visa Disney Chase card holder, they have up to 25% off on 4-night or longer stays at Disneyland through the middle of March. Same for Disney Visa Chase card holders, 35% off Walt Disney World stays, January 9th through March 24th. And the last one for Disney Visa Chase card holders, up to 30% off 5 or more night stays in Aulani in Hawaii, January 6th through March 24th. So, Christine, those are the current active promotions. Like I said, there'll be a new one coming out for Disney Plus subscribers January 3rd. And you might say to yourself, well, I don't subscribe to Disney Plus, so it's not going to benefit me. Last year at about this time, Disney announced a a promotion for Disney Cruises for Disney Plus subscribers. And I worked with a handful of clients on that, and we did the math. How much was it going to cost me to pay for Disney Plus for X number of months versus how much was I going to save with that promotion? And in some cases, it was still saving them hundreds and hundreds of dollars, so they subscribed. Others, it wasn't going to be much of a savings, and they say, I'll just stick with the current 20% off promotion, whatever was running. So that's the scoop on promotions. But while we're talking promotions, if you were to look to book a trip at Disney World, we'll just use Disney World as the example, for next November. You want to go the first part of November so you can enjoy the Christmas decorations without enjoying the Christmas crowds that are there right now. There are no promotions. $200 books your trip, locks it in. That does a couple things for you. One, it ensures you that you get rooms at the resort you want to stay at in the category you want to stay in. And it prevents you from having to be penalized if they have a price increase after you've already booked. That $200 locks you in at that price. If a promotion comes out anytime between now and before your trip and you qualify for it based on the criteria of the promotion, I can get you the promotion and save you money. So it's really a win-win to go ahead and book early to secure your spot. If you have to cancel your trip, again, it's a November trip next year, and by June, you're like, gosh, we can't go now. The $200 is refundable. Any monies you paid up to that point prior to 30 days before your arrival date is refundable if you were to cancel your trip. So it's really not a bad way to go in ensuring that you can go, you can get the resort you want, the price you want, and still possibly get promotions after the fact. Hey, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Did Scuba answer the scuba signal yet?
I don't think so. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you.
It's 3 minutes till the top of the hour. I think at top of the hour, whether he's here or not, we hit his topic. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. Fair enough.
Hi, Ruby.
I mentioned the festivals on a couple of those promotions based on the times. Festival of Arts starts January 12th and runs through February 19th. That night is the $200 refundable to your. That $200 is refunded back to your credit card, Christine. So again, if you book, you call me up tomorrow and say, hey, let's book a trip for the first week of November. We book it $200 down. and something happens, next summer, and you call me up and say, hey, we're not going to be able to make it, I can cancel it and refund, or we can change the dates and keep the $200. I'll tell you, I had a client, I booked, I think a week trip in January, next year, in January, next month, probably back in April. And we were approaching 60 days, which was time to book their dining. And she reached out to me and said they had some family issues and they were going to have to cancel, but they would look to go in 2025. So we canceled their reservation and they got their $200 refunded back to the credit card. Yeah, Disney is very forgiving, Christine, when it comes to that. Absolutely. Now, I will say that the cancellation policy is different for cruises, Disney cruises. It's not as flexible. So keep that in mind. What I just shared was solely Disney property, Disney World vacations down there. But yeah, they're very forgiving about that. And then if you roll into hurricane season, they've got additional precautionary things that they'll waive fees and refund monies if hurricanes interrupt your trip at all. So I can't remember if somebody asked about Genie Plus. Oh yeah, somebody asked earlier about Genie Plus if you have to buy it the day of. As of right now, the Genie Plus rules are that at midnight or 12:01 a.m. So what is today? Thursday. So if I was going to be in the park tomorrow on Friday at 12:01 a.m. Eastern time, I could go online and buy Genie Plus at that point in time. Now I can't book my first Lightning Lane until 7 a.m. And then you get into the whole stacking function of how that works. Disney has stated that they are going to be making changes to Genie Plus. They have not described exactly what they are, other than the fact that they want to make it more flexible for people to be able to plan ahead. You can kind of read between the lines on what that means to some extent. I mean, obviously, once they come out with the new rules, we'll all know what they are. They've not said when they're going to happen. I think Janelle and I talked about this yesterday as well. This is just my gut. On January 9th, when park reservations go away and park hopping can happen at any point in time during the day, it would not surprise me if that's when Disney rolls out the new Genie Plus rules and policies. Disney Cruise is not in your future. So, Christine, we did a Disney cruise years ago, probably 10 years ago. And if she's on here, she's going to come upstairs and strangle me. But my wife grew up on a lake as a kid. They were always on the water, always, always, always. She was not concerned whatsoever about being seasick or anything. The rest of us, it was me, my wife, our kids, and my parents. The rest of us had, last time we saw water was in the shower, kind of thing. And so I was pretty leery, but the fact that it was a Disney cruise told me it would be, oh shoot, she's on. That since it was a Disney cruise, that it couldn't be all that bad. We had not even left port. I was ready to book my next cruise. It was sensational. Absolutely loved it. We had one day at sea that the waters were a little rougher, but I never felt a thing. No seasick whatsoever. One of our travel parties had a little upset stomach, but nothing terrible.
Robbie, they do have lifeboats, and they let you use them for free if you have to use them, they're free.
I believe the lifeboats are the old 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea boats is what they use.
Yeah, I think so too.
See, somebody admitted that they got seasick and that they were incredibly mad that they were the one that got seasick on our cruise. But it wasn't horrible. Christine, the other thing that I would say that I was absolutely just blown away by was the size of the ship. Wow. I mean, when you just pull up to it, it's massive. And I know I've said this before, the cruise ship that we were on, if you picked it up and set it on Main Street in the Magic Kingdom, the one end of that boat would touch the train station. The other end of the boat would be touching the castle. I mean, if you've been inside Disney World and walked through Main Street, you know just how long a walk that is. I was stunned, absolutely stunned by it. Yeah, Robbie, I thought I was gonna have to put her in one of those lifeboats to send her to shore. Food And non-alcoholic drinks are included in your Disney package. Yes, Robbie. That's one thing that's different from Disney, from a lot of the other cruise companies where you have to buy soda packages and things like that. Food is free. 24-hour room service is included in the package price. They have they do a really cool thing. Like, so on our cruise, we had, I think, 3 formal dinner nights, 3 different restaurants, and you rotate restaurants. So you're in each one night. The staff that's with you the first night, that's bringing your food out and all that, they rotate with you, so that by nights 2 and 3, they know what your family's preferences are. They know that if your son likes chocolate milkshakes, there's going to be a chocolate milkshake waiting for him when he gets to the next restaurant. It's really cool how they do that.
Crazy. Kayla, you do. I'm going on my first one next month. I am so excited. I know it's taken me so long Mike tells me my countdown. He knows my countdown more than I know my countdown. And we're getting close enough for me to be excited. So I cannot wait to come back and tell you guys all about it and how we all, need to go together, which we don't, but you can go on your own.
4 weeks from tomorrow, I believe.
4 weeks from tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow's Friday.
Yes. Yeah, Kayla,
Kayla.
that was such a terrible time in cruise history, if you will, around COVID.
Yeah, and it was probably best that you didn't go. You know what I mean? During that time. Ugh, I can't imagine.
Robbie,
It was probably amazing or horrible,
well, I mean, you probably saw in the news there were cruise ships that they ended up essentially quarantining people for a long period of time. Robbie, margaritas are not included unless it's a non-alcoholic margarita.
I'll share this part. Like 28 days. 28 days.
4 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Fast Pass fam. They do a really good job. It's really cool. The one person I felt bad for on our cruise was our oldest son, Kramer. He had just turned 21, like 6 months prior. And so here he's a 21-year-old ready to hit the bars on a Disney cruise with a bunch of families.
Yeah, y'all needed to take him to Epcot when you got back.
Yeah.
You're like, he got a cruise.
He could have stayed home. He didn't have to go. So yeah, cruises are amazing. There's, I know Janelle's even talked about, we should do a big group cruise, but I don't know if we'll ever get to that point.
Yeah.
After about two and a half days of me at Disney, Janelle's had enough of me. So being stuck.
Not true. That's not true, but.
But.
Yeah, maybe we should try a pontoon boat first to see if we can handle a couple hours with each other.
Yep.
Fast Pass fam, that sounds amazing. Those cruises look amazing. Gator Lake.
I was gonna say, if the pontoon boat doesn't go well, one of us might be gator bait.
I love Gator Lake. It's very nice and relaxing.
In March, Sherry wants to know. So early March, the first week or two, not terribly bad. Let me get my calendar here. You hit the back half of March and spring breaks hit. This year, Easter is on the 31st of March, which is earlier than it has been lately. So yeah, Sherry, that back half of March is going to be pretty doggone busy. Not horrifically bad, but this is a 23 calendar. That doesn't do me any good. Here's my 24. Yeah, back half of March is going to be pretty busy. Based on historical trends, they reflect that last week of March to be not as busy as the week of Christmas and week of New Year's, but fairly busy.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to the second half of March to this middle of April, that's heavy spring break crowds. And again, with Easter being early on March 31st, you're going to have a lot of folks that are out at that point in time. Now, I'm not now sure. I wouldn't say don't go by any stretch. Just plan accordingly, right?
That's what I was gonna say. We talk about it frequently, right? You go when you can go. If that's the time that you can go, you would just prepare a little bit more. You get there a little bit early. You have your patient pants. You might have a couple pair on. Maybe a patient shirt too. But just take it all in. Know what you're getting yourself into, and you're gonna have a great time.
So if you've been there Christmas, then you know.
Yeah, you're fine.
Janelle and I talked about this yesterday too. The month of February used to be a really, really good month to go. It's getting harder and harder to have lighter crowds in February because every weekend they've got something scheduled. 3 of the 4 weekends are cheer weekends, and the 4th out of the 4 are is a Run Disney event weekend. So, and then you've got the President's Day weekend in there as well. So February is becoming a hotbed for crowds down there. Hey, Tina, how are you? Historically, August and September are the lightest crowds, again, historically, if you're trying to go in a time where there's not many people or as many people. All right, so I think we're going to hit Scuba's topic.
Okay.
That sound all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he asked first about off-property restaurants,
Okay.
in and around, but not on Disney property, but in and around Disney that are not too fancy, but also not fast food.
Okay. So the great thing about the area around Disney is that whether you're looking for gas stations, anything that you could think of, shopping, restaurants, it's all there, right? And there are so many chain restaurants all around right outside of Disney, from seafood, things that come off the top of my head. They have the Landry's restaurants over by the outlets, and there's just so much within a 2-mile, 3-mile radius of Disney that you can go to. And again, pick it, whether it be Twin Peaks, there you go, Robbie, whether it be Twin Peaks or Chili's or, anything on iDrive. Again, all of that is theme park attire that is not fancy. There is fancy as well, but pretty much if you can think it, or you might have it in your hometown, from a Cheesecake Factory, like I said, to an Applebee's, it's all right there. Miller's Ale House. Yeah, I mean, Bahama Breeze. I mean, there's everything.
Yeah. If you want to make a little bit further drive, there's that place. It's called, it's Janelle's Place with Chef Tim.
Thank you, Fast Pass fam, for warning everybody about what Twin Peaks is. There are nice, again, that's all within a very close distance, from Disney property.
Typically, I would imagine if you're asking about off-property restaurants, you're likely staying off-property as well. Right. And so whether you're going to the Jury or to Holiday Inn or to whatever, you're probably going to encounter several restaurants well within reach of your hotel. Probably some of them even within walking distance.
Correct. Waffle House.
Well, I was laughing at your correct answer.
Look, my Buddy Boyle impression comes so naturally now. Correct.
So then Scuba also asked about what we would consider to be our go-to restaurants at Disney resorts. So not in the parks, but at any of the Disney resorts. So I'll say one, then you can say one, and then we'll go back and forth. All right. I would say Whispering Canyon at Wilderness Lodge is a go-to restaurant. Good food, reasonable price, awesome atmosphere. And the Wilderness Lodge is beautiful too, just to walk through.
Okay. Steakhouse 71 for me. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Okay. This is good because that one I thought about it, but I did not write that one down. So we'll keep playing. For me, from a food perspective, from a setting perspective, and then character perspective, Ohana at the Polynesian is a great option. If you've got kids, it's the only place you're going to get to have an encounter with Lilo and Stitch, get autographs, pictures with them. Food is wonderful. It's on the Skyliner route, or I'm sorry, on the monorail route, so your kids are going to enjoy that. So it's a great restaurant.
Okay. My turn?
Yep.
Sanaa at Wilderness Lodge. Oh, not at Wilderness Lodge, at Animal Kingdom Lodge. At Animal Kingdom Lodge, Sanaa.
Okay. At the Beach Club, Cape May is another character meal with good food.
Right. I have not ever been there.
Okay.
I love seafood. Like love seafood. Aside from it goes like tacos and then seafood for me. And those are my food groups. And it smells too seafoody when I go by there. Like I can't handle the smell of, maybe it's like the buffet and all of the seafood together. But yeah. The largest McDonald's, Robbie.
Yeah, but that's true, Robbie, but it's not at a Disney resort.
Sorry. Nope.
Got to follow the rules, my friend. Get off your pony and get back into the resorts with us. It's your turn now.
No, I just did. Oh, no. So I did Sanaa and you did Cape May Cafe. This isn't like, again, another one that I had a great experience and great food was Citricos in the Grand Floridian. Again, it's right up there with like Steakhouse 71. The atmosphere, the food, like everything is really, really good. Topolino, Robert, I've not ever been there, so I'm really only saying places that I've been.
Topolino is at the top of the Riviera, which is a beautiful resort. It's on the Skyliner route. Great food there. Amazing views. You can walk out on the patio outside the restaurant and you can see Epcot. You can see Universal. It's just gorgeous views up there. So still at a resort, a little bit different twist on the culinary experience, but beaches and cream at Beach Club.
Good one. Good one. Oh, I'm giving it so much thought because I know I'm missing something.
I have two more that I wrote down.
Okay. Again, I don't know specifically restaurant because I really like Geyser Point, which is still like a lounge, but I like Geyser Point at Wilderness Lodge. Like the atmosphere and everything out there. It's just small plates or like burgers, like bar eats, but they do have tables and all of that.
Yeah, and since Scuba's not here, you get to write the rules on whether you think that fits or not.
It fits.
Yeah. Robbie asks, what's the expensive restaurant in the Grand Floridian?
Victoria and Albert's.
Yep. If you're close to them, it's Vicky and Al's. Back to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, Boma.
Another one I need to get to.
And I have one left. You got another one?
Technically,
you need two more because I went first.
Okay, since I'm allowing bar food, I love the tacos at Trader Sam's. Hi, Unicorns.
Bring your checkbook. Yes, Robbie, absolutely. Okay, this is at the Dolphin. and it would be Shula's.
Okay.
Which until I wrote it down, I never really connected how ironic that the restaurant called Shula's is in the resort called the Dolphin.
Dolphin. That's
Since
funny. I've not ever put that together. So,
that place had probably the best steak I've ever had in my life.
really.
I mean, that steak was so tender. I think I could have cut it with a plastic fork, not even a plastic knife, a plastic fork. It was the best steak I'd ever had.
I got it. I have my last one.
Okay.
Is this my last one or do I have to have another one after?
No, that would we'd
Um, it goes with the restaurants over this is at the Swan Reserve. It is so underrated. No one talks about it. They only talked about it when it first opened, and it's Amari. Amare. It is a Mediterranean restaurant. They're in the Swan Reserve. And again, you said steak. Chase had one of the best steaks he's ever had in his life. And I know I didn't say it was a steak place, but the hummus, everything from there is just absolutely amazing.
I don't think I've ever heard of that place before.
I know. I'm telling you, hi Tasha, thank you. It opened, the YouTubers, they did all their thing on it, and now it just goes unnoticed back in the Swan Reserve.
Okay. Now, Scuba also asked about go-to restaurants at Disney Springs.
Okay. You want to go first?
I'll let you go first this time.
Okay. I have three that are like our go-to. And so I'll start at number 3. I'm going to say Chicken Guy, and it's not a restaurant. That's going to be my quick service. The other 2 will be restaurants.
I only have 2 written down.
Okay.
The first one I wrote down was the Boathouse.
Okay. And then Chef Arts.
That was the other one I had written down.
So we have the same 2. And again, I used to be such a fan of paddlefish, paddlefish, everything to me. And then it just, again, the last couple times we've been there, it just wasn't that great. So Boathouse and Chef Arts have been up there. Even as far as like service and, like even if the food was like just okay, like I didn't have the best meal, the service, especially at Chef Arts, is absolutely phenomenal, always.
I think it was October. You guys went to Splitsville and went bowling.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have any of the appetizers or whatever there?
We did.
I thought their stuff was pretty good too.
It is. I should have said it. Everybody wanted us to try the sushi. We tried it. Our number one thing that I walked away always wanting to go back for was street corn loaded nachos. So good. I love street corn, and they made a whole nacho plate out of it. So highly recommend. Again, the sushi was really good, and it was a great place to eat. And you do not have to bowl to go there. You can just go there, get a seat, eat there, and enjoy your food. And Summer House is on my list, Robbie. We have to make it there. You got to have time.
Yes. The other thing we got to get you to try is the hot air balloon.
I wanted to be like, correct. And I couldn't do it. Not correct.
Don't trust.
Maybe next year will be the year. Maybe. Incorrect. Yes.
I mean, you're not going to be able to get on a tape measure, but standing on the deck of the ship, you're probably about as high up off the water as you would be up in that balloon.
But I'm still on solid ground on the ship.
Well, you're on solid floor.
No, you're floating at the mercy of a cable
Uh, well, it's not like it's dental floss.
I don't know. Oh yes, Robbie, that would be fun too. But again, again, we've already talked about Gator Lake. All I can think about is being that close to the water in those little cars.
Yes,
Does anybody not think of that?
I know because it looks like you have about 6 inches till the water's coming up over the side.
Yeah. If one wants to come in,
Oh yeah,
that thing is coming in.
absolutely, no doubt about it. That's absolutely true.
I know, Lori. He tells me. He tells me.
The view was incredible. You could see for miles and miles and miles. It was awesome.
You know where else you can get that view? The lime or orange parking garage on the 5th floor. Just letting you know. Just go up there and you can see it all, everybody.
It is incorrect.
Have you been up there? It's beautiful. You can watch fireworks from up there, from Epcot. So,
It's not the same.
no, you're on your 2 feet, like on solid ground. So,
Well, for anybody else who is not fearful of heights at all, I would recommend the hot air balloon at Disney Springs. It's a really cool experience. It's very smooth. I would, and Lori's on here so she can chime in too. I would almost liken it to if you've ever gone parasailing. Once you're up there, it's very smooth. There's not a lot of movement. Going up, coming down, it's not rough. It's not, they're not bouncing you around. I would compare it to parasailing.
okay. Something else I've never done.
I'm not surprised.
Right. Yeah, there are lots of regulations, Lori. You're right. So,
Yeah, it usually doesn't bode well for Disney if they do something that puts their guest at harm's way. So let's see here. It's 7:25, 8:25 your time. Um, if anybody has questions, by all means, shout them out. We'll answer them. If you haven't looked yet on Janelle's Discord, we posted the December newsletter last night. So that is available for your viewing.
it's also in my link in the bio.
No, Robbie. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is not open yet. The official word is late 2024 for that to open. I don't know what late 2024 means, other than the fact that I'm stuck on the fact that Hatbox Ghost didn't show up until November 30th. But the other thing that was announced last week was the Little Mermaid is going to reopen at Hollywood Studios in the theater there. If you're walking down the main street towards the Chinese Theater, it's on to the right over there.
It's open as a sing-along, right?
Um,
I believe so.
what did I wrote it down for last week when we talked what it was called.
I can look it up.
One of those notes, but it was. I don't know that I didn't get the impression it's a sing along though, Janelle. Now I got to find my notes since you mentioned that. Oh, here it is.
Robbie, if you make it into Magic Kingdom, they let you look at the Tiana's construction for free.
Yes, absolutely for free. I thought it was on this piece of paper that I wrote it down, but this must have been.
So it was called The Voyage of the Little Mermaid, is what it was called.
It's called.
And now The Little Mermaid is coming. That's what it's going to be called, is The Little Mermaid Show.
Little Mermaid, a musical adventure is
Yep.
what it's. Yes, I just
Okay,
found
so not a sing-along, a musical.
musical adventure, and that is scheduled to open fall of 2024. So again, I don't know if fall of 2024 means by Labor Day, or if that means by October. But again, if you're looking to go, yeah, hopefully, Christine, you'll be able to ride Tiana's on New Year's Eve of 2024. But if you intend on going late next year, hopefully you'll be able to catch both the Little Mermaid attraction show at Hollywood Studios that's going to open in the fall, and then Tiana's Bayou Adventure that's going to open in late 2024. I don't know the dates of this, Janelle, but I know that next year is another D23 Expo. I don't know what they call it officially, but
It should be here in the world because it was in California this year.
Yeah. So that again, I would like to think we would get a little more context around Dinoland USA at Animal Kingdom, possibly the replacement show for Bugs Life also at Animal Kingdom. I'd like to think we'd get those a little bit more context around those things. I'd like to think that we might get a little bit more, at least a closer date for Tiana's and not just late 24.
So D23 is August 9th through the 11th.
Is it always that late in the year? I just thought it was in the spring. Oh, okay. Yeah, when Sophia's in kindergarten, that's an awesome time to go, Christine. That would be cool.
Oh, and it will take place in Anaheim. So was it here? Or maybe it's Anaheim 2 years in a row, but
Had one there this year in Florida.
this right here says the event is will be the expanded version of its official expo that will take place in Anaheim. Okay. Well, that will take place in Anaheim from August 9th to the 11th. What am I reading wrong? Yeah, it says August 9th, 10th, and 11th in Anaheim, California.
Well, shoot, by then, I mean, I would like to think by then they could tell us a definitive opening date for Little Mermaid and maybe even for Tiana at that point. Oh, sweet, Gavin. In 2 weeks, have a great time. I would like to think by August we might have a better idea of when they intend on shutting down Test Track
Yes.
for that re-theme and when they are going to shut down Country Bear Jamboree for that remake. I would love to think happy Thursday to you, Mouse House and more. I would like to think if we haven't heard by then, Janelle, that in that August session that we would hear Disney's plans for the failed Star Wars hotel.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
That's a massive property to be sitting vacant and not doing anything with it.
Right. I agree.
I'm obviously not their accountant, but I, for life, me can't figure out how they couldn't have just downscaled it slightly and had more reasonable pricing and made it successful.
I mean, I would assume that that's going to open sometime in the first quarter of 2024.
Only before that August session.
Yeah. It was supposed to open in December when the whole courtyard and everything opened, and obviously they didn't make that deadline, so they can't be that far.
I mean, when we were there and kind of looked over the walls, it didn't look like they were just a couple weeks away. It looked like they had some work to do still.
Yeah, Christine, we'll have to wait and see, but yes.
Let's see here. So while we're looking for any other questions, next Thursday, January 4th, for Travel Talk, Janelle and I will have an exciting announcement to share with everybody.
Oh.
You can see the excitement on Janelle's face.
Oh, I'm tired.
Robbie, there's going to be no new countries put in at Epcot.
Yeah.
Not happen, buddy. As much as we'd love to see Brazil come, maybe a couple other countries, there's just no room in that World Showcase, and it would really be awkward to have one outside of the World Showcase.
It would. It would. If they try to put in a country between, the land and Figment.
On your way from Test Track to Guardians, here's Chile.
Just have all these random places.
We could have some fun with this. So yes, join us next Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. And maybe we'll kick the show off with the announcement.
No, Robbie, you may not.
Robbie, I would never call you a psycho. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, psychic. Sorry, my eyes just didn't read that right.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we will have exciting news next Thursday. Again, our newsletter has been posted. So if you haven't had a chance to get out there, it's on Janelle's Discord, and you can get to her Discord through her link there.
Yeah, and if you were to click the link tree in the bio, the first thing that comes up takes you straight to the newsletter. So Mike does a very good job at putting the newsletter together, and we wouldn't have a newsletter without him. So give it up for Mike.
So anyway.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Yes. I do feel like, hi, Charlotte. We could have a mic check.
So anyway, yes, Thursday. Let's move on from that.
Mike's done.
Getting warm in here. So we'll have that exciting announcement, and then maybe some other exciting stuff coming as we get into 2024. As long as Janelle can tolerate me, we'll have fun stuff for you.
I don't know. At this point, can you tolerate me?
Some days are iffy, I'm sure, from your side. Not with me, with you, but you with me.
Yes, it's almost that time, Charlotte. It is. I hope that everybody has a wonderful 2024.
So are you one to make resolutions?
No.
Not at all? None? Zippity doo dah?
Nah.
Hey, you never have?
I feel like I've always felt like if you're going to do something, why not start today? Why wait till tomorrow? And so, if it's about bettering yourself or doing anything like that, just start today. And I think that saying you're going to do something and go gung-ho, it only sets you up for failure as far as making these grand, big things. And so I'm just all for starting when you can, or, when it's good for you, and doing it in little increments, and not having a lot of pressure of this resolution on you. So what about you?
I have but one simple one.
Okay.
And that is to wake each morning and do the best to make it a great day to be alive.
Okay.
And that's irrelevant of whether it's January or it's June or it's October.
Again, I agree. I don't think that, like I said, I already said it. We shouldn't put it all on this one month and not spread it out every single month. And every month should be New Year's,
Absolutely. Well, and it's kind of like Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day. Every day should be Thanksgiving, or every day should be Christmas. We should all be thankful for for the things we have, and we should all be courteous and gracious to other people, and be willing to offer assistance and provide gifts, whatever you want to define a gift as, not because the calendar says so, but because we have good hearts to do so.
Yep. I mean, I agree. So, no, I don't know. I'm sure when I was younger, I think it's something that I had to like learn and say like, what, why am I doing this to myself? Like this resolution thing, like, I'm out here killing myself, trying to make sure I do something when if I practiced it every day, I wouldn't be killing myself at it. So,
you know who probably loves resolutions more than anybody?
Robbie, I don't know.
Your health clubs, your weight
Oh, yes.
facilities, those places.
I was like, I just thought, is there something free on New Year's that Robbie is going to get something free?
I was going more literal with from a business
Yeah.
standpoint. Those kind of places make
I
a ton
do,
of money in those first couple months.
I do feel like my like timelines of things, like especially on Instagram, lots of like Pilates, like, lots of like exercising stuff. So, yeah, it's all there.
I don't get any of that Pilates stuff.
No Pilates on your end. Colon cleanse, like is this a good time for a colon cleanse? And I don't think that people should just be volunteering for that.
Yeah, if you'd asked me to name a million things we talk about on Travel Talk Thursdays, colon cleanse would never have made the top billion. I feel like, yeah, the conversation has gone. I was just saying what's on my feed from everything that happens at this time of the year. Again, I think it's the detox of what you've done to yourself from Thanksgiving to Christmas is what they're trying to, help you do. So, but everybody should get a colon checkup. You shouldn't skip that. There you go. Now we're on to the health segment of Travel Talk. I like to talk about avoiding blisters at Disney. Janelle likes to.
Hey, I'm just saying, don't skip your physical, checkups. Mike's like, where do we go from here?
One thing to say, make sure you get your annual checkup or your physical. It's another thing to say, get your colon cleaned.
Like, I feel like that could be a shirt. Wear your sunscreen and get your colon cleanse. I know, Tasha, it is not often that I can make Mike speechless, but I've done it today.
Obviously, the colon clean would go on the back of the shirt.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Shirt back.
Lori, I do not want that shirt. I do not want.
I think I hear her pressing it right now.
Like all the numbers have dropped. I mean, come back, everybody. Lori, I already made it.
There's so many different things I could say, but I'll just refrain at this
We
point.
want to keep the 13 people we have here, so let's.
So to recap a few things back to the Disney talk that we shared tonight, and then I'll also go to the other topic too that we talked about last week. But Festival of Arts begins January 12th, runs through February 19th. Flower and Garden starts on February 28th. They've not announced an end date, but last year it ended on July 5th, so I would just kind of earmark early July. We anticipate in the coming weeks that Disney will announce changes to Genie Plus. I feel like those changes will tie in with the changes that have been announced for January 9th. On January 9th, you will no longer need park reservations, if you have a date stamped ticket, you can wake up that morning and decide, I want to go to Hollywood Studios and just go, or I want to go to Magic Kingdom and just go. If you're an annual pass holder like Janelle, they are going to have what are called good to go dates. And on those specific dates, Janelle will not need to have a park reservation. She can go to whichever park she wants. There will be other dates that you, as a annual pass holder, will still have to make park reservations. So it's probably a week-to-week thing that I think Disney's going to announce those good-to-go dates, at least initially. I think they said they're going to announce them on January 12th. So for the first few days...
I feel like we looked that up last time.
I think it was January 12th is when they're going to announce them.
Okay.
But I don't think they're announcing them for the rest of the year. It's like a block of time that they're going to announce, and then they'll continue to make announcements. My gut tells me over time they're going to just scrap it for annual pass holders as well, as far as having to make reservations. Also on January 9, you will no longer have the 2 p.m. park hopping, and that applies to anybody with a park hopping ticket, whether you're an annual pass holder or you've got it added onto your ticket package. You can park hop at any point in time during the day. At 8:30 in the morning, if you've rope dropped Animal Kingdom at 8 a.m. and you rode Flight of Passage and you're ready to take off for the other park, you can do that at 8:30, starting January 9th. Also, the meal plans come back starting January 9th. So packages arriving on or after January 9th, you can have one of the 2 Disney meal plans that they used to offer.
Okay.
You must stay in a Disney resort to have a meal plan. You cannot stay at the Drury Inn or the Holiday Inn or in Janelle's shed in her backyard and get the dining plan. That's not an option. You must be staying in a Disney resort property.
Okay.
I think those are the January 9th things that are coming or happening. Did I miss any?
Correct. I think you covered it. I think you covered it.
That's your way of just being funny, or if that's your way of thinking to yourself, I really wasn't listening, so I'm just going to say correct, and hopefully he moves on.
Janie, yes. I have the meal plan as well.
Yeah. It's called Yesterday's Leftovers, is what it's called. And it's Yesterday's Leftovers that Chase hasn't eaten.
Yes, and good luck with that, because everything disappears in the fridge overnight. So we don't know what we get when we wake up in the morning.
So don't come hungry if you're staying in her shed.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Let's see here. We talked about these last week, and they're in the newsletter, but since I'm looking at the notes here, if you're going down to Disney here in the next couple of weeks, I know somebody was on earlier that said they're going in 2 weeks. I wish I'd have thought about that then, but Big Thunder Mountain will be closed January 16th through the 20th for refurbishment. Cali River Rapids closes January 8th, and that closure usually goes till about the end of February, beginning of March. The Skyliner will be down for refurbishment. What did I do with those dates? I have them here somewhere. It's January, I want to say 16th through the 21st for all of the lines, and then the 21st through the 27th from the Riviera to Epcot and back.
Okay. You want me to look it up?
Oh, here it is. Just a matter of which piece of paper I wrote it down on. Let's see how good I was. Yes, 16th through the 21st, all of the lines, and then the 16th through the 24th is Riviera to Epcot. Happily Ever After right now is on hiatus through the end of this year, as Disney is doing the Christmas fireworks at Magic Kingdom. And then the Festival of Fantasy Parade is also on hiatus through the end of the month, as the Christmas parade is taking its place unless it rains like today.
Today was amazing. Have you ever seen a rainy day Christmas cavalcade?
Yes, it was cool because it was different. But give me those toy soldiers any day of the week, and That, to me, that's
What do you
amazing.
think? Want him slipping and sliding all over Main Street? Like,
Uh, they were
there
able
was
to
a
do it.
there was a little boy next to us, and he was like, "I just want to see the toy soldiers come to life. That's all I want." And I felt so bad for him.
It after my own heart.
Yeah. He was there for those toy soldiers. He did not get it. Hopefully his parents stuck around till the 3 o'clock parade, but
Um, I know I saw this and I don't remember where I wrote it down, but sometime I want to say in January, Magic Kingdom's going back to just one parade, and it's
yeah.
at 3 o'clock,
Yep.
not at noon.
And what else? The Adventure Friends Cavalcade will be twice at like 10:15 and 11:45.
Yes.
So, yes. They took away our noontime Festival of Fantasy.
Which that tells me Disney is anticipating people park hopping to the Magic Kingdom from other parks, and so they push the parade back to 3 o'clock. That's what my brain tells me anyway. Whether that's accurate or not, who knows? Seems logical though.
It does. I agree with you. It does. It absolutely does. So,
It'll be interesting when the reservation system essentially goes away and you can park hop at any point in time during the day.
okay.
That's right, of course.
Hi, Tina.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Disney has to.
Nay.
They know how the parks work without reservations and with all day park hopping pre-COVID, but a lot has changed in 4. I mean, good lord, it'll be 4 years in March since
Wow.
COVID really first started hit.
Right.
It's incredible how fast that time has gone. But I'm sure they'll tweak things along the way. Again, I suppose the one thing that they can always continue to control is the annual pass holders still having to make reservations on certain dates.
Right.
And I'm sure that those will primarily be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for the most part, that you'll have to make reservations, at least for Magic Kingdom. Maybe not Animal Kingdom. That might be free game every day.
You know what? There might be some people who have to go back to Rafiki's Planet Watch. You don't know.
I'm not downplaying. I think I talked about this last week. Disney, whenever they do expand Dinoland, their marketing team has got to work hard to change the perception that a lot of people have that either A, Animal Kingdom is a half-day park, or B, it's just a zoo. Right? You hear that.
Yeah.
And so once they start to expand that park and have more attractions, they got to really work hard to change that mindset of people.
I know. Well, we can say it again. If you have any questions, put them down below in the chat.
We've doubled our viewers since we left Health Talk. We're doing good now.
We're back to talking about Disney, everyone. I am sorry. So
Now we've had good conversations about good staying healthy at Disney, though.
we have. And if you do all those other checks, it keeps you healthy to keep going to Disney.
Okay, yes. Going to Disney, yes. Doing those other checks are not going to fix my feet walking 10 miles a day at Magic Kingdom, though.
No, they're not.
That's a whole different health thing that you got to work on. Being well prepared. I mean, we talk about that with the crowd levels and just going in knowing that it's going to be crowded and you can manage. Same thing with your health in walking the parks all day. Having comfortable shoes and Band-Aids and moleskin and taking advantage of breaks and shows and sitting down and relaxing and having rest days built into your trip will really pay off.
Right. Oh, football. Yes. So,
So do you have any plans for New Year's Eve? Have you decided? Are you going to a park?
so
Parks?
Tim and I, we talked about it on my ride home today. And so I really want to see the Magic Kingdom fireworks. And so I think we're going to do that Saturday. He's going to let me know tomorrow which day he wants to go. He can't commit, he can't go to both. So I said I could do the Magic Kingdom early by myself if you'll go with me on Epcot on Sunday. I'm thinking if we go to Epcot, well, one, I don't know how early we would have to get there. And I know he does not want to commit to a whole day. So.
Isn't it supposed to be cold this weekend too?
Yeah.
So, man, that poor guy, getting him up early, getting him out in the cold, and being there all day long.
I mean, like, here's the thing. He's not going to go all day. I mean, he has already flat out said, I'm not going all day. So we risk going at like 5 o'clock and getting in. I mean, I don't know. Do we pull up and say we can't get in? Oh, it wasn't meant to be.
That's something I don't think we ever talk about. Just because Janelle has a park reservation does not guarantee her the ability to get into the park, especially going after park hopping window at 2 p.m. All bets are off at that point. Whatever their capacity is, they don't say, oh, we're at capacity except for Janelle and Tim because they have reservations.
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
I know. So, and I when I was talking it out today, I was like, oh, we have a reservation. Not if we wait to go at 7 o'clock at night. Like, it's not gonna, if we should, Janie, we should have first dibs at getting in. I agree, but what are they gonna go in there and kick out all the park hoppers and say, nope, we have people standing out? Like, it's impossible. They can't do it. So.
Well, your first sign might be that you can't even find a parking spot.
True. So, I don't know what we're gonna do, to be honest. Like, out of respect for him, I don't want to make him do something that I already know is not going to be fun for him. And I think I could convince him to probably go into Epcot earlier in the day, park hop over to Magic, do the 6:30 fireworks again, and go home. Shane, they do. So Magic Kingdom, since New Year's Eve is on Sunday this year, they will have them on Saturday and on Sunday. Epcot will only be on Sunday. And Magic Kingdom does 2 sets of fireworks, one at 6:30 and one at 11:50. The 6:30 will be just the regular show, like fireworks behind the castle. The 11:50 will be a 360 show with fireworks in the Seven Seas Lagoon with the barge there, the fireworks behind this castle, and then maybe fireworks in Bay Lake. So it's a huge show that they do on New Year's Eve from the Magic Kingdom. And they'll do that show at 11:50 on Saturday and Sunday. Mike can talk about Epcot and what they do there. I have not ever experienced that.
Yeah. So now I can tell you what I believe is going to happen since this is the first time for Luminous. It's hard to tell for sure what they're going to do, but when we were there, the couple of years that we were there, this was back with Illuminations. And so at about 11:45, roughly, they started the fireworks show, not Illuminations or not Luminous at this point in time, but the announcement was China and Japan started the new year 8 hours ago, and they did fireworks over those countries in the World Showcase. And then they announced in Germany and Norway and France, they entered the new year 6 hours ago, and they did fireworks over those countries. And then they wrapped it up with, and in Canada, Mexico, and the United States, and boom, it's midnight, and they do those fireworks there, and then they rolled right into Illuminations. My assumption is that's what they'll do with Luminous as well, so that it's still the same show, because that's a massive workout at Epcot to just completely change the show over the lagoon. So they can't do that in the flip of a switch in a day. So they still fire up the regular show, but they do the things over the countries ahead of time to make it a special New Year's Eve celebration. And I know I've told you this too, and if you guys are at Epcot, I assume they'll do it again this year. On the backside of Spaceship Earth, backside of the golf ball, if you're in the World Showcase looking towards the front of the park, they will have a digital clock countdown of how many hours, minutes, and seconds it is until midnight. So pretty cool. I know on my camera reel on my phone, I've got pictures of that from 5, 6 years ago, whatever it's been now. Yeah, Kayla, it's pretty spectacular. Epcot is packed that day, that night, and that's Janelle's concern is if they don't go in the morning, they may not get in later in the afternoon. We were there with Janelle and Tim on the opening night for Luminous, and it was pretty packed that night. I said it was New Year's Eve like. It wasn't New Year's Eve, though, by any stretch. Yeah, Kayla, if you can be down there for New Year's, the perfect storm would be what Janelle said. On the 30th, Magic Kingdom does their 4th of July, or their 4th of July, their New Year's Eve fireworks on the 30th. Go there that night and see them, and then do Epcot on New Year's Eve.
Which is exactly what I say for 4th of July too. You go to Magic Kingdom on the 3rd. They celebrate there, and then you go to Epcot on the 4th. And it's the same thing for New Year's Eve. You know.
The only difference is New Year's Eve, it's not 95 degrees out with 100% humidity like it is on July 4th.
It is going to be cold. Let me see. Last year was beautiful. Let me see what the weather is showing for. No rain, which that's a good thing.
Shane knows this. The fireworks here in Omaha New Year's Eve, they do them downtown. There have been times where it's like 20 below wind chill, and there are people out bundled up to go watch those things.
So the low that night will be 46. Yeah. Which that's about what it was for me at Jollywood. That was the low. And I mean, I survived again, bringing Tim out.
I'm not worried about you, but that's 20
Yeah.
too cold for Tim.
Yeah. I don't, you know what it's like taking a toddler who needs a nap?
Oh, man.
Bye, Christine. He is probably listening. Oh. And if I feed him, he's gonna want to go to sleep. You know. So.
Lori, I've never considered you a toddler on these talks. Oh my god. Yes, I was thinking that. Of course, he needs one of those heated coats.
He does. My mom wanted me to get him one for Christmas, and I was like, no, I mean, no, he'll wear it in the house. Like,
At least get him some of the hand warmers.
yeah, we have those. We do have those. So, no, in all seriousness, crowds, staying up late, it's not his thing. And we do 4th of July, and that's not late. It's not staying up till midnight, like, and some people stay up late and they have no problems. It's just not ever been his thing. So, so what I was going back to when we did, let's talk about Luminous, and I go back to that night, it was 9 o'clock, 9:30. We know how many people were there, and it still took us an hour and to get out of that parking lot. And I'm already thinking, I know this sounds really old, but again, fireworks, 12 o'clock. Let's just say we walk out by 12:30. we're not getting out of that parking lot anytime soon. I mean, we're looking at 2 o'clock, ish to be home.
I was going to say if you don't go into the park early and try to go at 5 or 6, and if they don't let you in, something you consider is maybe you go over to Hollywood, park there, take the Skyliner over, and at least be at that entrance back there to watch the fireworks at midnight.
Right.
It's an option.
Yeah, it is an option. It
Although
is.
the only downside there, I don't know how late Hollywood is open. If they're also open till midnight,
Right.
For the Skyliner to be running still.
Of course, I was already thinking like maybe we could slide into Summer House before. We could get cookies, but he does love the cookies in France. So the cookies, yeah.
And as we learned, don't wait till late in the evening to go get one.
No, who knew? Who knew that they sold out? Can you see them from the beach at the Beach and Yacht Club? You can.
And same thing right by the entrance there. You can see them, except that you can't see what's happening. The lights and the fountains at the water level.
Right.
You would not be able to view that.
No.
But the stuff that's happening over top of each of the countries, assuming they do that, those are fireworks. You'd see those. You won't see the buildings light up. But it's an option. I don't know what does Hollywood do on New Year's Eve. Do you have any idea? Do they stay open till midnight?
Oh no, let's look.
I'm gonna guess.
Oh, look at that! Charlotte is bringing up I talked about that, Charlotte. The 5th level Disney Springs parking lot. Yes, I could just go there and watch them. Thank you, Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte, you're not helping. That was for the balloon, though.
She said it 5th level. Okay.
My gut tells me that Hollywood closes at 11 o'clock.
Okay. There, I just clicked on this and it's a whole thing on the New Year's Eve. Like it's a breakdown. Events to ring in the new year. At Epcot, celebrate the night away on December 31st with a DJ dance party around the World Showcase. Enjoy Luminous, the Symphony of Us at 6:30. Before the Cheers to the New Year's, a sparkling celebration kicks off the countdown at 11:54. So Luminous at 6:30. Cheers to a New Year at 11:54.
Okay, interesting.
Move and groove at Disney's Hollywood Studios with a high energy DJ dance party in front of the Chinese Theater on December 31st. Dance into 2024 with a sizzling countdown moment. And at Magic Kingdom, get a jump start on the celebration on December the 30th with Fantasy in the Sky at 6:30, followed by a second showing at 11:50. Both fireworks spectaculars will also greet the new year at the same time on December the 31st. To enter the theme park, both a valid admission and a theme park reservation for the same park and same date are required. Parks reservations are limited and subject to capacity and availability, and specific dates or parks are not guaranteed. Entertainment is subject to change without notice. So there is our answer.
So the reason I said 11 is typically Disney staggers those closings because of transportation. And if all three of those parks are going to essentially close down at midnight or after the fireworks show, 12:15, whatever, it's going to be rough sailing getting back to your resort if you're taking the buses, for instance. The Skyliner, the line is going to be super long. I think I told you this when we were there for that opening night of Luminous. We were at the back of the Skyliner line and we were at the beach club, but it moved quick. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that, but yeah, the bus transportation is going to be crazy, which means people who have cars, whether you're local or you're on vacation with a car, getting out of those parking lots is going to take a ton of time.
Yeah. Shane, like the dance parties is one of the reasons why I want to go to Epcot. Like it, what people posted last year. Jordan, thank you so much for those 2024s. What people posted last year with the silent dance parties and all of that, it looks so fun. Hi, Heatherette. So it does. It looks like a lot of fun. If for some reason I don't make it there this year, one of the things that Hannah and Erica, we were all talking, I was like, I need you girls to come down here so that I have somebody to go to New Year's Eve with. So, so
The tough part about the dance party stuff is as we kind of alluded to and assume, you got to get into that park early in the day or you're not going to get in, which
right.
means you're going to be on your feet walking around for 8, 10 hours at Epcot, which means you're walking 10, 12, 15 miles, and then you're going to do a dance party. That's tough. That's a,
Yeah.
a lot of work on the feet. I
Yeah.
would agree. I would agree with you. Now, the
Yeah.
only thing I would say though is that, and I think we all know this, there are more things to do at Magic Kingdom, and things are a little bit more spread out. You get in that World Showcase, and it's just wall to wall people. You're not walking from country to country when you get to that last hour, 45 minutes before the fireworks show.
Right.
It's packed.
Hmm.
Space
Yeah.
Earth Marathon that day.
He's going to just stay on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I like you go back to the land area to that pavilion and um you just go sit there. Yeah. Yep, I agree, Shane. I agree, Kayla. You just have to go and grab a seat somewhere and scuba's here, scuba's here. And you just go park it.
You definitely need to pace yourself, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you're probably not going to be able to go back to your resort and take a nap in the middle of the afternoon and then get back to the park. You will. And if you don't, you could try, right? But the massive problem you have there, yes, and hydrate, absolutely, Kayla, is if they're at capacity, you're not going to get into that park. And if you don't have a park hopper, you're not getting into any park. If the one that you have reservations for that day is at capacity and they're not going to let you in, you're not going to be able to park hop somewhere else if you don't have a park hopper ticket.
Right.
That's
okay, Scuba.
Just send Janelle and I some birthday cake and we'll call it even.
I love birthday cake.
What flavor cake's your favorite?
Just plain, like vanilla or white. Like grocery store, like sheet cake.
And then what kind of frosting?
Ooh, I would go some just buttercream.
I was going to ask, do you prefer buttercream or like the whipped cream?
Or whipped. You know what? That doesn't matter. Either or. I'm not picky on that. I love frosting.
All right. Well, Scuba's here. We can hit Scuba stuff if you want to go back through that again.
Yeah, we can go through. Yeah.
So, first off, before we do that, anybody that's just joined in the last however long, if you're not familiar with this, am I pointing the right? That's Janelle. Am I pointing the right way? Okay, that's Janelle, and I'm Mike. We do this typically every Thursday night. Travel talk. We usually hit Disney topics, Disney World, Disneyland, cruises, Alani. Sometimes we'll talk Universal. Sometimes just travel in general. Hey, Katie. Usually Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern, we do this. If you go to Janelle's link, there you go. She has a link to her Discord. We have a Discord page on her Discord for Janelle and Mike Travel. You can put in your topics there, and we hit those on the next topic or the next call that we have. Occasionally, we move this to a different night if one of us has a conflict. And And like everybody, we have lives, so there may be weeks where we have to cancel in total. And so we'll always share that out on that Discord page. In addition, we publish a monthly newsletter. Also on Janelle's Discord, there is a newsletter. Katie, there's a newsletter page. We've done 3 so far: October, November, December. So it's new to us. So bear with us. If you have suggestions on things you'd like to see in the newsletters, by all means, share that with us, and we'll take a crack at it. Janelle will tell you that I do all the work on that, but she's being too kind. So we have that going on. Next Thursday night, January 4th, will be our first travel talk of the new year. We will kick that off at 7:30 Eastern with some exciting news that we have to share with everybody. So with that said, Scuba had asked for us to chime in on a couple things on the Discord page, so that's what we will do here. The first thing he asked about was off Disney property restaurants, not fancy, but not fast food. And so Janelle, that is, yes, Katie, it's about your engagement. So Janelle, that one is yours to take since you're a local there.
Okay. So Scuba, what I said earlier was that within, you don't even have to go 3 miles outside of the Disney bubble. Hi, Jill. And you will find all kinds of standard chain restaurants all around the area, next to shopping, right outside of Disney Springs, Kissimmee, Celebration, all of those little towns, or that's what they are, little cities outside of the Disney bubble. We spoke about it earlier. Anything from Applebee's to Chili's, I think even like Cheddar's, the Cheesecake Factory, all the places. Robbie's, Twin Peaks. I'm not gonna not say it because he said it, but all of those non-fancy standard chain restaurants are all around right outside of Disney. Are you laughing about the Twin Peaks?
Robbie's Twin Peaks.
Robbie's Twin Peaks.
Oh man.
So,
if you're staying at a hotel off property, you're typically going to be almost within walking distance of a handful of restaurant options. There's no shortage, that's for sure.
Right. There absolutely is not. And I've just not, all the ones that we've gone to never had problems parking or getting to them. I would just check about reservations before you get there, but there's so many all around and you shouldn't have any problems.
Agree with that. To steal your line, correct. Okay, so Scuba's next question was our go-to restaurants at resorts, not inside the parks, but at resorts. I have my list written down. I don't know if you wrote yours down or if you're going to just You didn't think you would have to do this twice, did you?
No, but I can do it again.
All right. So my first one on my list was Whispering Canyon, which is at Wilderness Lodge. Great atmosphere, good food, decent price. They have skillets, all you can eat. Really good food.
Okay, mine was Steakhouse 71.
Very good. That was your first one.
Correct.
Correct. My next one on my list, specifically for breakfast, Ohana, which is at the Polynesian Resort. Really good food, cool atmosphere. You can take the monorail over there, and it is a character breakfast with Lilo and Stitch, who are characters that you typically don't get to spend time with or see in the parks.
Okay. I believe my second one was Sanaa over at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yes, Jill, absolutely hands down Ohana. My third one was Cape May at Beach Club. Again, another character meal opportunity there.
My third one was Citricos in the Grand Floridian.
My fourth one, I think I prefaced this, was a little bit of a culinary twist, and that is Beaches and Cream at Beach Club. Really cool atmosphere. If you're an ice cream lover, you'll be in heaven.
My fourth one was the Geyser Point at the Wilderness Lodge. Yes, Katie, Cape May is a character breakfast.
I believe Minnie Mouse is the featured character at that one, if I'm not mistaken. The next one on my list was Boma at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
My next one was tacos, specifically at Trader Sam's.
Very good. You must have wrote these down.
I
The last one I had on my list was at the Dolphin, Swan and Dolphin at the Dolphin is Shula's. Best steak I've ever had in my life.
And my last one was at the Swan Reserve, and it was Amare.
Correct. Now, during the earlier exchange, Robbie mentioned Topolino's, which is another really good character experience meal. It's at the top level of the Riviera Resort, and you can walk outside of the restaurant to the patio there, and amazing views of the parks area.
Scuba Trader Sam's is at the Polynesian. There is an inside unique little bar, again, and it's tacos, nachos, wontons, stuff like that. But you can also get the same food outside, which is like a patio area where they have, I'm over here playing the ukulele. There's a ukulele singer, and it's a great atmosphere. It's right outside of the pool, and yeah, it's all the same food that you can get inside. You can sit outside if the wait is too long to go inside.
Very good. And then he'd asked about he asked about our go-tos at Disney Springs, and we each had three on our list. Your number three was
I said quick service was the chicken guy.
yes. The one I mentioned was the appetizers at Splitsville.
Yep.
Very good.
And I agree with that.
Our other two, we each had the same one. So go ahead.
I mean, I said Chef Art's Florida Homecoming, and then you said
Boathouse.
correct.
And we did not compare notes before this call either.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. More often than not, Janelle, we get on this live, she asks me what's on our agenda.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm the one who studied for the ACT for 2 weeks on end. She woke up the next morning and just took it. And she still got better.
Lucky I went to bed the night before.
Better than I did.
Chef Arts, it is. It's good comfort food, and Boathouse is, even if you don't like seafood, there's plenty of things there to eat for everyone.
We also talked about how in 2024, Janelle is going to make a New Year's resolution to ride the hot air balloon at Disney Springs.
Correct. Katie, I know. And now there's a new place, Summer House. I haven't been to it, but it does look phenomenal, and I'm excited to go there as well. And it'll probably be another one on my list of places to do and place to eat and everything. So
yeah, but Katie, to your comment, I can tell you, let's just for argument's sake say there are 500 restaurants across the Walt Disney bubble, inside the parks, the resorts, Disney Springs. Let's just say it's 500. I don't know what the number is. I'd be shocked if I've eaten at more than 20% of them. I mean, it's next to impossible to be able to hit them all. Partly because of how your travel schedule works out, right? If you're not going to have an off day, you might not get to Disney Springs, or may not be able to get on the Skyliner to go over to Riviera, whatever it may be. if you're also like me, I'm a creature of habit. When I find a place I like, we stick to that because meals aren't cheap at Disney, right? And the last thing I want to do is spend 40 or 50 bucks for myself and walk out of there still hungry because I didn't like the food, and then also upset that I didn't go to the place I knew that I liked. So it's, for us, Ohana is almost an always do when we're there. When we do go to Animal Kingdom, Tusker House breakfast is a must do for us all the time. Epcot, Tapanito is a must do for us. And so you start to tack in your must do's, and all of a sudden there aren't that many spots left to go to the other places. And if you want to spend most of your time inside the parks, then you're not going to have the time to go to Cape May or to Whispering Canyon or to Topolino's or whatever.
Yeah, and if you're not staying at those resorts, it's hard to kind of set the time aside out of where you're staying to go different places. I mean, it all takes time, and then it takes away from you being in the park.
So I'm scrolling backwards here real quick. So first off, Vicky, that's super exciting. Janelle and I do these travel talks usually every Thursday night. So come join us as often as you want or often as you can. If you have questions about the parks before your trip in June, write them down. You can ask them in the chat here, or if you go to the link in Janelle's TikTok there, she's got a Discord. You can sign up for her Discord, and there's a travel talk page there. You can post your questions. We would love to help as much as we can to make sure that your trip is as magical as it can be for your planning purposes heading up to that. And Katie, Whispering Canyon is a restaurant in Wilderness Lodge. It's a marvelous restaurant. It's a really cool atmosphere, and I'll tell you a couple stories here in a second. They have some different skillets that you can have, and it's all you can eat, and it's reasonably priced, in my opinion. I think the skillet, when we were there in May, somewhere in the range of $25 to $27 per person for all you can eat. I mean, you can go to a lot of those restaurants and pay 40 to 60 bucks, and it may not even be all you can eat. So that's really good. The atmosphere is sensational. When we were there in May, I won't name any names, but somebody who was joining us for dinner that evening was late arriving. It wasn't Janelle, so I'm not protecting her by any stretch. It wasn't Janelle. They were late arriving. They were leaving Magic Kingdom and taking the boat over, and they got there late. Well, our waitress was like, "Where's your fourth person?" "He's on his way." "Well, where is he?" "He's on the boat coming over." She said, "Can we call him? Can we FaceTime him?" I'm like, "Okay, sure. We'll FaceTime." Hit FaceTime. The thing hadn't even started ringing. She took the phone out of my hand. And she's like, "Where are you? You're late, blah, blah, blah." Knowing that he's then getting off the boat, going to be walking in any time then, she's hollering his name. "Hey, X." I'll just, again, keep it generic here. "Hey, X, where are you, X?" And it's a massive lobby inside there, so it's hilarious. Very fun. If you ever ask for ketchup, every bottle of ketchup that they have is coming to your table.
Everyone.
And when somebody else in the restaurant asks for ketchup, your party, you need to all grab the ketchups and you walk them over to their table and put them there. If you ask for water refills, they're about bringing a garden hose out to fill you up with water. When we were there, this was cute, but I thought it was cute. I think the waitress handled it really well. At one of the tables, a little girl was probably 5 or 6, had to go to the restroom. And that waitress was like, "All right, we're going to the restroom." Grabbed her hand. Dad grabbed the other hand. "Anybody got to go to the bathroom? We're going to the bathroom." I mean, hollering out in the restaurant was hilarious. So if you're shy and timid, might not be the best atmosphere for you, but if you love those antics and stuff, it was spectacular. And we've been there 2 or 3 times in that sort of thing. It's fun as heck. It is a very fun restaurant. It is a ton of fun, Jill. Yes, I'm catching up on the comments.
It is. I know. I've only been there one time, but our waitress, I mean, and it was all adults, and we didn't really have anything going on, and it was around Christmas time, but I mean, to take our order, she just like sat down at the table with us. Thank you, Brooke. And she just sat down and was like part of the family. Like, hanging out with us, you know, and if you were walking by, you wouldn't have known like she was a waitress, you know, there. So it was a lot of fun.
Vicky, back to your comment. We'll never get sick of your questions.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Janelle's a local. She's an annual pass holder. She's in the parks 3, 4, 5 times a week on average. I'm a travel agent who specializes in Disney. I live in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm in the middle of the country. I try to get down there a couple, 2, 3 times a year. Whether I'm working with you or not, my goal would be for you to have a magical experience. And so if you can hop on here with us whenever you have questions, send them to us. We would both love to help you, so that we can go to bed at night knowing that hopefully we made the difference for somebody's vacation to be that much more spectacular. So you won't, we won't get sick of your questions. No way, no how. Scuba, on the other hand, a couple more questions out of you, bud, and you're about done. Just kidding. I'm getting caught up here. Oh, there we go. Hey, Brooke, how are you? Yeah. So, right. You, of course, you're right. You do get comfortable at Whispering Canyon. It's a fun experience. Um, Similar in nature, 50s primetime cafe inside Hollywood Studios. It's You're like going back into the 1950s. So this is a bad thing. They don't know elbows on tables, and they'll scold you for it. They don't want you to have your phones out, at the table. It's family time. Speaking of that, they were all over us at Whispering Canyon about having our phones out as well.
Okay.
It's just funny. And then towards the end of the evening, or it's every so many intervals, they get out. This is at Whispering Canyon again at Wilderness Lodge. The sticks with the pony head on them, if you know what I'm talking about. They get out a handful of those and they coax, encourage, drag, however you want to put it, guests to come join in their little parade, and you're riding that pony around the restaurant during that song being played. It's a hoot. It really is. There's so much magic within Disney that is outside of what you typically just think of when you think of Disney, right? I mean, you think of the parks, and you think of Space Mountain or Flight of Passage or whatever. You think of those things. You don't think of these outside the park experiences.
Yeah, I agree.
That's awesome, Kayla.
Well, Shane, you schedule it. You don't tell them what's about to happen, and you just let them go with it.
And do that at the end of your trip, Shane, so that they're, at least when they're not talking to you, it's on your flight home or on your drive home, whichever you're doing. Don't do it at the beginning of the trip, because it's going to be a long trip for you, my man.
Yeah. It's not, like I said, it's not that bad, because I would say Tim is not one to be like center of attention at all. And he handled it just fine. Like I feel like they kind of pick up on, who's kind of in it, into it, and who's not,
You're exactly right. I mean, because I'm a very shy, timid person, they were very good with me.
Oh, mm-hmm. You get to do it the first trip, and no one, right? You're on your own for the rest of the trip. However you want to do it.
We are helpers of Disney travel. We are not relationship experts.
Yeah. I mean, I could give you some health tips if you want, but.
And what she would say is, in the end, you'll be feeling better.
I just want everybody to be, clean. Kayla, thank you so much. And I will say this, we're not going to go over what I was talking about, but if you want to know what I was talking about, hopefully I will be able to repost this. It doesn't always go to plan, but sometimes TikTok doesn't have it together for me to download it and repost it over to YouTube. But today this seems to be going okay. And I would say tomorrow they'll allow me to download it, and I will schedule it for Sunday. And at 9 a.m. on Sundays, you can go back and you can watch all of these wonderful chats that we've had, and you can go back and see what was I talking about. Uh, do you think I don't think I will, Shane, but you know, you never know. So
Not commenting on that.
thank you. Thank you.
But so, again, kind of some housekeeping stuff here. Like Janelle said, typically if TikTok will play well and Discord will play well, Sundays is when she posts the recording of the Thursday night chat. So you can find that out on her Discord. We have a monthly newsletter that we post that's also out on Discord. We have the Travel Talk page out there so that you can ask the questions. And, typically if you ask the questions, those will be on the agenda for that next week's chat. If there's an instance where you have questions and you ask them and indicate, I won't make it to next week's chat, we'll reach out to you directly through Discord and provide answers, but we'll probably still have it on the agenda. So again, that way on Sunday when Janelle posts the replay, you can listen to it at that point in time.
Yeah. And it's on YouTube, Disney Parks with Love, and there is a whole little section that you could go back and watch all of these if you are just dying to see Mike and I chat together. And if you want to just see our antics and see what questions we answered way back. I don't even know. Do we even know our anniversary date of starting this? Do you know?
We've been, did we start sometime in the summer?
I know.
We did. It was before the 1st of August. Yes. Because we did our first one or two, we did in the morning. You were at the park.
Yes, I was at the park.
And then I had to change on you. And so it would have been just before 1st of August.
Okay.
So, wow. And I was going to say, you mentioned our antics. For those that don't know, you might think Janelle and I have known each other for years based on how we interact. We haven't, technically, it's been over a year since I came across Janelle's stream on November 3rd of 2022 when she was at Hollywood Studios for the reopening of Fantasmic. But we really didn't kind of start to know each other until, we first met in May, face to face. So, we've had a short relationship in the grand scheme of my long life. So this is why I always say Janelle does a really good job of putting up with me.
So anyways, if you want to, I don't know if I reposted from the beginning. I don't know when I started that, but if TikTok allowed me to do it, I probably put it on there. So you can probably go back and watch us fumble around on the first ones and, see how we've gotten better.
And I know we'll talk about this next Thursday, but on January 9th, all the changes are happening. If you're new to Disney and you've only been there since COVID, January 9th is going to be a whole new world to you when it comes to the reservation system and park hopping. Now, if you were a pre-COVID Disney goer, it's going to go back to kind of like the way it used to be from that standpoint. So a lot of changes that will impact what you may know, what you thought you knew about Disney here in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. Disney's going to have a new promotion that they're announcing on January 3rd. So we'll share those details on January 4th. And once again, we have a really exciting announcement to make on January 4th on our Travel Talk. And I think last week I said, and Janelle might have another surprise announcement too.
We might. It's going to be a surprise for you too.
I will commit to the very first Travel Talk of 2024 to not have any health tips, though.
Listen. It might do somebody. It might do somebody good. Maggie, how often do I go, or him? over there. I go probably about at least 5 times a week.
So yeah, if you missed it, Maggie, Janelle's a local. She's what, a 30-minute drive
Hmm.
to the parks roughly, and she's an annual pass holder. So she goes 4 or 5 times a week on average. I always like to add that on average, right? Because we're humans. We have families. We have lives. We have to go visit family elsewhere, whatever. So schedules change. But I live in Omaha, Nebraska, so I'm not a car ride away like Janelle is. We try to go at least twice a year. We've been this year. We were there in May, and we were there earlier this month in December. But again, life gets in the way. Next year, unless something drastic changes, I'll only be there once. Our youngest son, it's his senior year of high school, which means his last year of high school baseball in the spring and summer. And so we aren't going to want to miss any of that. And then obviously getting him ready to go off to college and send him off to college. We'll be doing all that sort of thing. So next year will be harder for us to get away more than one time. But that's awesome, Maggie, that you go once. And Janelle could, I would imagine Janelle will say this, whether you go once a year or you go 3 or 4 or 5 times a week. If you love Disney, the magic is always there.
Well, I was just thinking, like, maybe we'll do a little contest in Discord. Y'all can guess how many times I went this year. I'll count all my pictures, and I'll put it in Discord. How many times do y'all think I attended a park?
That'll be fun. I'll have to look at the calendar. Jordan, you're in Omaha as well. That's awesome. And you're going in January. Cool. I love January down there, especially when it's cold. That's the best time to be there. When you come from Omaha, Nebraska, and it's in the 50s or 60s down there, a lot of the locals don't go to the parks because it's too cold. If they're annual pass holders, why would they want to go and freeze? So, yeah, we might have more Omahans on this call than any other town is represented right now.
I agree. Raise your hand if you're from Omaha.
That's right. Cold. You're exactly right, Scuba. We've been there in January before, and loved the fact that it was, in the mid upper 30s first thing in the morning, and in the 50s throughout the day, because that left the local pass holders at home. Good times.
Listen, I have bundled up and gotten myself there. I've grown up a lot.
Well, there are locals like yourself that are committed to it, and the weather doesn't impede you. There are others that I'll wait till this weekend when it's going to warm up some.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, I hadn't looked at the weather. Again, I know what I've committed to and what I have to go do. Same with the rain this morning. It was raining, and I would have rather waited like everybody else who waited to come out of their hotel room until 1 o'clock, but we were there.
Disney preemptively closed Blizzard Beach for the weekend already.
Okay.
It'll be so cold.
Oh, that'll be clickbait, everybody. Don't click it when some news article is like, Disney closed a park.
I also saw overnight last night there were some cast members at Disneyland that were injured from some sort of a chemical spill or chemical fire or something.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, so Scuba wants us to include Midwest, like him, of course. Been left out. Kayla says yes. So Kayla, you must live in the Midwest as well. I'm taking it.
So, well, I'd love to have all of you guys here.
Well, I was going to say the good news is Janelle is committed to coming to Omaha at some point in time, so we can have a Midwest meetup.
I don't know that I committed to it. You and Lori committed me to it, but I'm not sure I was in on that commitment. And something about like giraffes.
In other words, what Janelle's saying that Lori and I have attempted to have Janelle committed. You saw I told you last week on the live that we had baby elephants at our zoo, and we sent you pictures, didn't we?
Yes, and they were super cute, and I loved the pictures.
That one baby was born, I think, in July or August. It was like 4 months
Oh, wow.
old. Yes,
Wow.
the littlest one. There were four babies that were all less than 2 years in age.
Wow.
The two of them born this year, March and August, I think.
All right. Well, I think that this is going to be it for this year.
Yes, this is it for 2023. What an amazing year it has been. Um,
I'm not saying. I've heard so much about these giraffes and elephants. I mean, I don't know.
Somebody on this live wasn't the best promoter of the city of Omaha. And I'm not talking about me.
She really tried hard. She did. And I wouldn't need, just so you know, and I know she's on here, but I honestly don't need giraffes and elephants and barbecue or anything else to go visit them. I would go for the fellowship and not for any of that other stuff. So yeah.
Very now. We would absolutely love to have you and Tim up here.
I know. She just threw the giraffes in, as, extra in the package. So thank you, Lori. Thank you for letting me. Yeah, the others are just perks. So, but anyways,
So, amazing year.
amazing year.
Got to meet Janelle in person in May and got to surprise her and Brooke and JJ a couple weeks ago down at Disney. That was pretty spectacular. We've been doing these lives now for, I guess, over 4 months.
Yeah.
Now we think about it, we've had published our first 3 monthly newsletters, which is pretty exciting. And we'll hopefully, through your feedback and input, we'll take that into the new year and continue to build on that.
Yes.
We have some exciting announcements to make next Thursday in our first live of 2024. And we hope to continue to have all of you join us on these.
I know everybody, there's a lot of people in here, but Scuba and Kayla, Unicourse, you, Mike. I mean, I have met so many of you guys, and it could not have been more exciting, and you never could have, told me that I was going to get to meet so many of you guys. So it was an amazing year, and I just can't even imagine what next year will bring.
That reminds me, you do have one New Year's resolution.
Oh, okay. What is that?
No surprises.
That's right. Hi, Anna. Yes, I got to meet Anna too. Who else is on here? Yes. So
Now let's make it very clear that 2024, there will be no surprises.
Jordan, right now, the newsletter isn't just, it's not a sign up. You just go and click the link and it just pops up for you. So you can sign up in the link tree to be notified if I change anything in the link tree. You're more than welcome, and that's free to do. But it's just there. It's either in the Discord or it's in the Disney Parks with Love icon link tree.
You want to answer Maggie's question?
My favorite park is the park that I am in on that given day.
Yes. That's our answer, Maggie, is that whatever park you're in at that point in time, that's your favorite park. Now, I know that's really not the question you're asking, and so to be fair, if you want us to answer in the spirit of your asking, if you had to pick one, Janelle, I know which one you're going to pick, but go ahead.
Magic.
I think it's easy to say Magic, because that is the icon of what Disney World is, the castle, right? And all of the traditional rides, whether it's the train or it's Carousel of Progress or it's Small World or it's Big Thunder Mountain or the Teacups or Dumbo. There's just so much nostalgia around Magic Kingdom. I think that is the easy question, the easy answer to that question. But each park has its own unique features that make them spectacular. And Janelle earlier this year got the chance to go out to Disneyland and see and experience a lot of that. But as you know, Disneyland does not have Epcot. Disneyland does not have Animal Kingdom. And so those are very unique experiences um, that make those parks pretty special as well.
Yeah, and I know, Maggie, there's a time that I would have said Epcot's my favorite. There's a time when Animal, I would have said, and it just happens to be whatever I'm doing. But what I can tell you from what I've done over the past year, which is stream and do lives, whether it's on YouTube or TikTok or any of the things, Magic is the park that brings the most joy to everyone as well. You know, not just with numbers on the screen, but when I meet people or people message me and, you know, they tell me, thank you for being in Magic Kingdom on Mondays. You know, Magic Kingdom is the place where truly so much magic happens, and that's where it started for us here in Florida and all of that. So, you know, I think even though it's the easy thing to say and it is the center, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's what brings people the most joy.
Yeah, and when all things are considered equal, I think that's absolutely the answer that most would give. Now, you turn the page to next month, and I fell in love with Epcot last January when you were there for the Arts Festival, and seeing. And I've told you guys this. I'm not an artsy kind of guy. To go to an art festival or go to an art gallery is just not my cup of tea. But the amazing artistry there, whether it was the chalk art or the guy doing a painting and during one song, and the song ends, he's done, and he spins the thing around, and that's what he painted. I mean, just spectacular.
Yeah. I agree, Scuba. The castle in Disneyland, it's laughable. Um, all of it. We can make jokes all day. We won't, but yeah, it is definitely a different feeling in Disneyland.
Yeah. So, I mean, we like to joke about that castle, and I always call it a she shed. But you also have to remember, bless you, that was built in what, the 1950s? You know, it was built 20 years earlier than Disney World was. So Disney World had the opportunity to have a redo, if you will.
Right.
And the other thing, and I know, Janelle, you've talked about this too when you were out there, the fact that Walt himself walked through Disneyland that he didn't do in Florida when the park was open because he'd passed, just makes that more special. Maggie, do you have recommendations on how to deal with crowds or long lines? Are you asking in the sense that if you have family with little kids and having to manage that, or just as adults dealing with crowds and long lines? I think the answer might be slightly different, but for me, and Janelle can give you her feedback, but it doesn't matter what time of year we go, I expect it to be busy. So I don't show up and go, oh my gosh, that's a 30-minute wait for this ride, or it's a 45-minute wait for this ride. I go in expecting that to happen. And so if you expect it, you shouldn't be shocked by it. And then when the lines aren't that long, you'll be relieved. Disney does a really good job, in my opinion, of posting the wait times on their rides on the app and at the rides themselves. And I think for the most part, they do a really good job of under promising and over delivering. And what I mean by that is they'll say it's a 45-minute wait, but it was only 30 minutes when you got in that line by the time you got on the ride, or 20 minutes, whatever. So I think they do a good job of setting expectations and then beating those expectations. If you have children and you're going to be in line with them, have some, there's different apps on your phone that you can, I see people put them up to their head, and the ones who watch, what is it?
Headbands.
Thank you. Those are fun to do. Heck, we've joined in with a family in front of us as their kids were guessing and whatever. So it can be entertaining that way. Disney does a pretty good job of having the lines in a lot of their rides themed. So there's cool things to see when you're in line. At Mine Train, for instance, I think of that one in particular. Or Peter Pan and walking through that queue line. So you can entertain yourselves with some of that sort of stuff. While you're in line, think about, what are we going to do after this ride? What are we going to do this afternoon? Where do we want to have dinner? Where do we want to have lunch? Let's mobile order our lunch so that it's ready when we get off this ride. There's ways to utilize that time efficiently for you.
I agree. Just be prepared for standing, waiting, go to the bathroom. Don't ever be afraid to tell a cast member, hey, I need to get out of the line. Can I come back into the line? You can leave your part. All of the things. We've talked about it over and over again, how accommodating Disney is. And I think as long as you're prepared, one of the best ways is, Genie Plus, if you can budget for it. Genie Plus is an option. And if there's a medical reason, then there's always the DAS system that, again, will help you if you can't wait and stand in the lines and so forth. But Genie Plus is a good option, and just being prepared.
And also, if you stay on property on the Disney resorts, you get into each of the 4 parks 30 minutes before non-resort guests. You can get a lot accomplished in those 30 minutes. That's very helpful as well. And likewise, if you stay till the end of the night, Magic Kingdom is a really good example. They do fireworks, say, at 9 p.m. and the park's open till 11. There's a mass exodus leaving the park after fireworks. Those rides are very accessible after the nighttime events like that.
So, all right, you guys. Well, if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, the concerns go to Mike. Questions and comments I will take. But join us over on Discord. And again, that link is in the Linktree bio. And if not, we will be here next Thursday, 7:30, same time. And we'd be happy to answer all of your questions then as well. Shane, thank you for your time. Thank you, everybody, for all of those likes up there. We almost made it to 30,000 likes, but thank you for your time and engaging with us and entertaining us and letting us be here for you and answering all of your questions. Anything that you need from me, again, is in that Linktree bio. Same with Mike. You can reach out to him via the link in the bio or email, or hit that follow button. I know it's down here. I see your name down here. Just click that Mike Disney Travel, hit the follow button, send him a message, send him an email, and he will get back to you.
Absolutely. So, and again, big announcement next week.
Yep.
Janie, you need to send your husband out on an errand next week.
So, thank you, everybody.
And again, Janelle will hopefully be in the parks New Year's Eve, Saturday the 30th and Sunday the 31st. Hopefully, being able to bring us nighttime New Year's Eve fireworks at Magic Kingdom and Epcot. And for you, Janelle, please be safe. Hope you and Tim have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully, you can keep Tim warm for the weekend.
We'll see how it goes. All that will be listed in Discord as well. As soon as I know, I will tell you guys.
Be safe with all the traffic driving. For everybody out there, please be safe with whatever you do this holiday weekend. Have fun, celebrate, but we want you to be here with us next Thursday.
Absolutely.
All right. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
On the other side.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Janelle. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.